Hey everyone, it's Primal, week 3 of this journey of me becoming a pro gamer. And this time I'm going to be covering my routine and like what does my day-to-day look like, because some of you had questions about that, so I figured, yeah, I can show you. I guess it's nothing special, and I don't know if this is what a pro gamer should be doing. This is just a schedule that I've been architecting myself to hold myself accountable and just build some structure around the thing, because it's different when you're working for someone. When I'm at Riot, I have to be certain places at certain times. I have meetings, and there's accountability in the sense that there's always someone who I need to be delivering something to. But in this situation, there's no one that I'm accountable to but myself. So it requires a lot of discipline. And although I think I'm a pretty disciplined person, I'm of course not as disciplined as I'd like to be. I don't think anyone is. So what I've done is I've built a schedule for me that works for me based on the habits and routines that I've built up over the last few years, and I want to share that with you today. Alright, so first thing I do after I wake up is I meditate. And I have this meditation stool that I bought recently that I kneel on, and it helps me just keep my posture upright. You can buy these on Amazon, you don't really need these, but I've been meditating for like 4 or 5 years now, pretty regularly. So for me, meditation is like the foundation of a good day. I notice a big difference between days that I meditate and days that I don't, in terms of just like how short-tempered I am, how irritable I am, how patient I am. So I consider meditation really, really essential. And then the next thing I do, well actually no, usually first thing I wake up and do is I take Uzi on a walk, but right now he's not old enough for him to actually walk outside because he doesn't have all his shots yet, because he's not old enough to have them, so I just carry him around in this little sling. So that's actually the first thing I do, and then I meditate. And then after meditation, this is all part of like my good mental health routine. I have 2 books that I consult to on a religious basis, and not religious like God, but like very regularly. One of them is the Daily Stoic. It's a book that was gifted to me a few years ago that I've only started reading in the last year or so, and it is so helpful. It's just a book of short passages from people who are regarded as stoicists. So the late Emperor Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. Uzi wants to read it too, apparently. And it's basically just like short passages with an interpretation by an author named Ryan Holiday that are, I guess, about how to live a good life, right? And how to be non-reactive and deal with hardship. And it's helpful, right? Because it's, it takes like a minute or 2 to read at most. And it's just a nice way to start the day and, get my head in the right mind space. So yeah, Daily Stoic, really good book. And then I have this 5-minute journal, 5-minute journal that I use. It's a gratitude journal, so every page has like a quote or a sentence at the top, and then I write some things that I'm thankful for. So if I open, actually this is today's entry. I put, I am grateful for my freedom, because I was just reflecting on the fact that, I have the freedom to, take career risks like this and just sort of live my life the way I want to, which would be very different if I had been born into different circumstances in a different country, in a different time, etc. I'm grateful for my family's health, especially in the midst of coronavirus. I'm grateful for Uzi. That's been like every day since I got him, actually. It's pretty great. Just brings a lot of joy to my life, and what I'm doing is a pretty solitary thing. So having another life around, who is just fully present all the time, and poops and pees, keeps me active and also just more present and less fixated on what I do or do not have and what I'm achieving versus not achieving. So yeah, it has an entry for what you're grateful for, what would make today great, and then daily affirmations. So actually, what would make today great, one of the things I put on there was a vlog, because I didn't want to procrastinate on this any further. So yeah, that's what's in my gratitude journal, and I do that. And then I work out. In the whole quarantine situation, I have to work out at home, so I have a pull-up and dip bar that I just do pull-ups and dips on, and then I do cardio, whether that's going for a bike ride or going for a run. So I try to do that. I try to aim for 6 out of 7 days a week. Saturdays I give myself completely off from streaming, everything. Although I still play the game just because I like the game. Although I'm not sure if that's good for me long term, so we'll see. But right now, there's not too many things you can be doing on a Saturday anyway, because there's not really the ability to socialize or anything. And then, after I finish my mental health and physical health routines, we go and start playing the game. So I'm going to show you my station over here, and we're going to do a fancy jump cut, or whatever the fuck you call it, to transition over there. Okay, so continuing insights into my life. Here we have, wait, how do I flip this around? Yep, here we have where I spend a lot of my day. This is where I play games. I invested in a standing desk just because I knew I was going to be spending a lot of hours here, right? So it goes up and down, which is really dope because I can stand there, or when I get tired, and inevitably I do, I can go sit, and I have a little mat that I stand on as well, that you can see on the floor over here. And that just keeps me moving because you can see it has little contours on it, and prevents me from being locked into any position for too long, which is good because it's actually not good to stand in a stationary position for too long either. And then I guess the last cool thing I could show you is just some of the affirmations I wrote on my wall. I have sort of like my guiding principles. So here in my bedroom here. Oops, what do we do? Damn, I don't know how to use a camera. Okay, there we go. I guess it's written all backwards, but maybe I'll post a picture and put it on my Instagram later. These are sort of my personal mission statement, and I started writing this, I think 6 months to a year ago, after reading a book called Habits of Highly Effective People, or something like that. And basically, it's just reminders. Actually, you know what? Let's go back in there and read some of them out so you have a sense of what they are. I will be the master of my own reality and act according to my own principles. Leave others better than I found them. Default to action. Listen before I act and more than I speak. I wish I did that all the time, but these are all aspirational and they're ideals, right? So yeah, those are reminders that I have written on my wall in my bedroom, and they just help me, I don't look at them every single day, but sometimes they're there when I need them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for tuning into the vlog. This one, I guess, was a little bit more in-depth and a little bit longer. They usually try to keep them in 5 minutes, but I really appreciate you watching them and sticking with me on this journey. So thanks. I'll see you next time.